Yeah, I'm ballin' in this bitch. Yeah. Money stay callin' in this bitch. We ain't worry about none, we celebrating.
Oh my God, we live again, y'all. It's round 2 of PulseNation, and I got the amazing, the young, the talented, the beautiful nerd girl on the stream. What's up, nerd girl? How you doing?
How's it going?
All right, good to see you. You look great. You look great. Just
Thank
gonna keep it real. I know mom's not here. Mom's not here tonight, right? She's sleeping.
My mom, she lives like 3 blocks away from me, so I don't know. She might be here. I don't know if she sees that I'm on Twitter. She might. I don't know.
Oh, she might jump.
You want me to text her and ask her to join the stream? I
can. No, we gonna keep it PG.
Okay.
We gonna keep it PG. Just in case she pops up. I don't want to get too crazy, but all right. So, how long have you been in HEX, nerd girl? I'm trying to get your background and figure out how long you've been in this ecosystem, because I'm new, so I'm trying to meet everybody and understand where everyone comes from.
Sure. So I got interested in HEX before the product launched because it was causing a lot of controversy, and because Richard was already starting to like really build this like counterculture, crypto counterculture, and I was actually working on a story about Craig Wright when I first came across Richard. And then, a few months after that, I found out that he had his own project and that it had this like little cult following. And so I started just kind of studying Hexicans online. And then befriending some Hexicans as well. Okay. And then kind of just like asking questions, always being like, hey, I'm just asking questions, and it was probably it was probably 6 months after. So I was hanging out with Hexicans for a few months after the launch. And I realized that I wouldn't really understand the Hexicans unless I could understand the Hex smart contract. So because it was like such an important part of their, ethos and everything, right? So it was like, okay, I got to understand the smart contract. After I understood the smart contract is when I bought.
Okay, so you understood the smart contract and then you bought.
So it was about 6 months. It was about 6 months in.
6 months in. Was that the bottom? What was? Did you get a good starting point, or was it?
I had a good starting point. Yeah.
Okay, got you. Have you made it in crypto before HEX? Were you already successful in crypto? So you've done well.
In 2017, I was kind of like an Ethereum maximalist, and that would have been a really good time to be an Ethereum maximalist.
That's early. Okay. Wait, what price did you get in on Ethereum?
$12.34.
Yes, bruh.
But you got to understand that I didn't have any money. I had
bro, I didn't know what Ethereum was until it was like $210 or something like that.
Yeah. So I had a boyfriend who was really obsessed with Ethereum and Bitcoin.
But right there. We ain't talking about none other dudes on the stream. We're not talking about none other dudes on the stream.
I thought you wanted the story. I thought you wanted
not going there now. We're gonna go skip that part.
Okay, you don't want to know that part. All right.
So $12 Ethereum, you got in.
Okay. But I was poor, so
How are you poor now?
I wouldn't say that I'm poor now. No.
NrdGrl got money.
I mean, you know what? It used to be so much more, and it's so much less now. I have so much less money now than I had a couple of years ago. I didn't.
Is that from spending, or is that from the bear market?
So it's partly from the bear market, and then also because I work in cryptocurrency, so I get paid in cryptocurrency, and so the company that I work for or as a contractor of, their income depends on cryptocurrency. So when the market takes a hit like this, I take a hit not only in my crypto holdings but also in my pay. Got you. But it hasn't been it really is just that I was spending way too much money every month, and I just got into a really bad habit of spending too much money and just had to
Hey, that's all of us. That's all of us. If I hit 100x, Just I'm gonna be. You're gonna find me floating on a beach somewhere in Thailand if I hit 100x. So yeah, so I can understand that. Now you say you get like paid in crypto. Is that like, do they give you like Ethereum or Bitcoin, or is it whatever crypto company you're working for they pay you in? Like,
It actually depends. So
okay.
I'm an executive at the company that I work for. So so I have a salary that I get, and the salary is always paid in USD terms. So it is always paid in USDC or USDT.
Oh, nice.
And then there are like incentives, and those incentives would be paid in tokens that you're working on or working with.
Got you.
Yeah.
So is this like your first, is working in crypto like your first career type of job, or like did you do something? Okay,
No,
so
I did something before this. Yeah.
College educated and stuff like that, or?
I'm college educated. Yep.
Got
Yeah.
What was your major and stuff like that?
This is funny. So I was watching your stream with DC right before this, and I was laughing a lot. Yeah, because I love DC. I love DC. But yeah, so I watched like the first 50 minutes of that right before we got on this.
We got it wild on there.
Yeah, but I mean, I probably missed the wild parts, but it was just funny. I was like listening to you guys, and I was like, yep, that's true. But so like, okay, so I went to college, and then I was getting my PhD in religious studies, because I'm a real big nerd, and I thought that was really important and mattered. And then I dropped out of my PhD program.
Hold on, religious studies?
Yeah.
So you're like a big religion believer, like that's your thing?
No. Okay, so religious studies is like a like sociology or history, degree. It's like an anthropology kind of thing. It's not like I didn't like go to seminary or something.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you were doing that. Because I've seen people already saying in the chat, don't dox her, you know what I mean? So I don't want to get too deep into it, but like,
oh my God, like so much of my life is doxed. It's just a matter of, this is all recorded already. I'm sure you could find me saying exactly this somewhere if you wanted to.
So you get out of college, you're looking for a job. Where do you go? Where do you end up?
So I dropped out of school. I dropped out.
Me too.
Yeah. So I dropped out of my PhD program because I was like, this is really dumb. And then also because I had a baby. So I had a baby, and I didn't want to go back to my field work. I couldn't go back to field work, and I didn't want to I don't know. I just didn't want to do it anymore. I wanted to have more time to be with my baby. So I started buying and selling stuff at garage sales, buying stuff at garage sales and selling it on eBay.
Right.
And then I just kind of scaled that up for a while, and I wasn't super successful at it. I'll admit that, definitely could have been better, but it was enough for the few years that I was doing it. And then I found out about cryptocurrency.
Right.
Then I applied for a job as a journalist in cryptocurrency, and they hired me. And and then I couldn't work for them anymore because the media is so full of it.
Wow.
And then I did an independent thing for a year, and then a marketing agency hired me.
Nice. Okay, so you said, so has it all been crypto, or has it been like as far as the marketing agency, for example, is that like a crypto marketing agency?
Yeah, it is.
Nice. Oh, so you've just been crypto from the jump. What what interested you in crypto?
You cut off my story. You wouldn't let me tell it. Okay. You couldn't tell the story.
My bad. I got sidetracked. Go ahead.
So a guy who I was dating was really into cryptocurrency. He wouldn't stop talking about it. I needed to understand what he was what it was, so that I could contribute to the conversation. Started learning about it. Then I started asking him questions things that he didn't understand, because I was asking questions about like how religion applies to cryptocurrency, which wasn't something that he
Religion
saw.
again? Religion
Yeah,
again?
yeah, of course, of course. It's always
Okay.
gonna like these things are like very deeply woven and a part of me and
I see
cannot
what you're saying.
be,
I see. Okay. I see
like
what you're saying. Yeah.
mhm.
Okay. So hold on. Is this the same guy that recently I seen some things in the news feeds recently with you and this
What guy? I don't know what you're talking. Oh, like you mean like a few months ago I went through a breakup?
was it a few months? I thought it was a couple weeks ago.
No, it was
Oh,
months
it's a
ago.
different guy.
Yeah.
Oh, months ago. Okay, got you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, like I think 3 months ago. Somewhere
Gotcha.
between 2 and 4 months ago, I think 3.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
It happens. It
It
happens.
does.
It is
Yeah.
what it is. You're
Yeah.
gonna be all right. So, all right. So let's get back to this.
So, different guy, right?
Okay.
So I started asking him questions that he couldn't understand because it was trying to I was trying to apply theoretical foundations from my dissertation to cryptocurrency, and
Right.
he like did not understand that at
Right.
all. So
Right.
I needed to get in touch with some people who did.
Okay.
So that's what I did.
Got you. Okay.
Mhm.
So it sounds like you understood it more than he did. Is that what I'm
I
getting
think
here?
that there were probably different elements that we that
Mhm.
we understood it differently, you know?
Yeah.
I don't
Got
want to say I mean by the end of our relationship I definitely understood cryptocurrency and how the entire like mechanism around it works.
Uh-huh.
Where he
Right.
may have
Right.
understood how cryptocurrency works but not everything else.
Right. Right.
And that definitely caused some issues.
Got you. Got you. Now, would you say going back to Hex? Would you say you're a Hex maximalist,
Oh
or are
my
you
gosh,
like?
no, not at
Oh,
all.
you
I've
cheating on
never
us? You
what?
cheating on us with other coins?
No. Oh my god. Okay, so from day one, I always said I'll never be a maximalist. Like
Mhm.
that's the way that you ruin your life, basically. Like,
Really?
no, I mean
Okay.
seriously, okay, like I mean, just you saw the movie, right? Like pretend right now that you're down, I don't know how much money.
Yes.
Like
$30,000 down.
because you went like full maximalist and like
Mhm.
instead of going full maximalist, you can be like, hey, I've got some money that I'm gonna like live on over here, and then I've got some like other speculative bags that just in case, like in case one of them goes,
No.
like
Oh no, ain't no just in case. We
yeah.
got the only
Hey man,
problem.
listen, you do you, okay? Like everyone, I'm not trying
Okay,
to tell
yeah.
other people what they should
Yeah,
do with
no,
their
you're
money
right.
at
You're right.
all, but
Right.
like also I've done really well in my life and I don't
Mhm.
need to listen to you either.
No, you're right.
You know?
My whole thing is it was a timing thing, right? Like if they
Mhm.
would have got in at the right time, they would have been okay. But a
Right,
lot of
but they
people,
didn't. But they
right,
didn't.
right. But that don't mean because they're a maxi, they just picked the wrong
No, but
time.
that's how that happens, okay? That's how that happens. So, like, yeah, that's how
Okay.
that happens,
Okay.
like
Okay.
it's just yeah, there's just like a slippery slope from
I
there.
feel you. I feel you.
Mhm.
Well, like I don't even know if I call myself well, maybe I am a maxi. I don't know. I don't know what I am.
You're a maximalist. Oh my gosh, you totally are. You post stuff like, I'm unfollowing anyone who doesn't talk about and I'm like, dude, this guy is gonna unfollow me someday, and you know what? I don't care.
No, I'm
Like,
not. I'm not going for. I don't. You know what? I don't really. I don't block anybody.
mhm.
I don't mute any. Well, I mute. I'm gonna be honest. I mute like trolls. Like you have them people that just constantly, coming for you, and it's like even if you're like disagreeing with my post, that's fine. But I got people that'll like be like devil worshippers, and their profile picture is like black eyes and all. So when I see that stuff, I'm like, all right, let me not even deal with this dude. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But I nah, I wouldn't unfollow you. Nah, you could be shilling Zen for all I care. I wouldn't
Well,
unfollow you. You know
listen, I don't shill anything,
what
but
I
I
mean?
do talk about things that I think are interesting. So just like in the beginning, a lot of people got really upset with me
Mhm.
because I even talked about Hex, but I wasn't shilling it. I didn't even own it. I was
Right,
tweeting about it because I was learning about it and finding things interesting. So
right.
that will eventually happen.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah. No,
but
that
I will never shill you anything.
Yeah, Randy talks about it. You know Randy Hilarski. He went through a lot of crap with when he started talking about Hex and getting like blacklisted, and people didn't want to work with him anymore. And I'm like,
I
bro,
think that
people.
there were, before I got the job that I have now, I had applied for a few jobs and like made it all the way to the final rounds of interviews where like it's like at this point you're getting hired, and then like had someone say something about Hex in our last call and have the whole thing like fall apart. So it's real.
Yeah. So being that you're telling me this, I'm assuming you know how the FUD was back then versus now. Like, does it compare? Was it a lot worse then? Because that's what people are saying. I'm seeing people say
Honestly, it was a lot worse then.
Jesus, really?
Yeah.
So what kept you guys holding if everyone told you not to? How did you guys?
So I bought it because everyone was saying not to, and like generally the majority is wrong. So
Girl, let me stop you right there. Stop you right there. Okay. Because this is what I'm telling people about Pulsex. Everyone is telling me Pulsechain is the #1 go-to, got it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, because they're saying that, I am going to go harder on Pulsex. Am I crazy?
So that's my philosophy. That's like my general philosophy. But here's the thing here's a really important thing that you need to be able to do if you're gonna apply this is you have to be able to remove yourself from the situation. So let me ask you something. Did you sacrifice for Pulsechain?
No.
Did you sacrifice for Pulsex?
Yes.
Could it be that it's your bias instead of, just like
yes.
So
well, that's what I'm saying. What I'm trying to tell people is, and by the way, my homie just showed up, one of the disciple from PulseNation. I'm gonna add him to the stream in a second.
Cool.
So I'm trying to tell people, if you miss Pulsechain, it probably won't kill you if you just go super hard in Pulsex, because I think the ratios will stay the same. 3 to 1, maybe 4 to 1. I don't see it being 10 to 1. I could be wrong. So I'm like, whatever money I put into the Pulsex sack and added to that, if I were to reset and get into Pulsechain with the same amount of money, to me, it'll be the same amount because of the ratio. But I don't know. I could be crazy. I don't know. Whatever. I'm going to buy all of them. So just to cover my bases. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But let me just bring up my homie real quick, man.
No,
hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Man, y'all don't know about no crypto, man.
Hey, man, good to see you, man. We was just getting into it. Where did we? I stopped you when you were talking about the FUD, right, with Hex.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was asking if it was bad, and you're telling me it was worse, and then you were saying something about and then I said something about Pulsex. I don't know why I brought it up. But whatever. Like, so tell me about the FUD then. Like, it was a lot worse then than it is now.
Yeah.
And I was asking, how did you hold without,
Well, so remember that for this whole first period, I'm not holding, right? Like I'm not holding. I'm hanging out with them, but I'm not holding at all because I don't understand this thing yet. So, how did they hold? I guess they just really, really believed in either the technology or in the man behind the technology.
So what do you mean you weren't holding? You were hanging out with them, but weren't. So you didn't buy at this point?
No, I didn't buy. I didn't buy for about 6 months.
So, but the FUD was still bad, I'm assuming 6 months in, right?
Yeah, it was. But by that point, I had done enough of my own research to understand that I should buy.
And the price was going crazy too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was. It was.
Oh,
this is like around when the God whale is entering.
Oh,
yeah.
That's why. Okay, so it started to look good after the God. Okay.
Cool. It was only negative stuff. When you Googled Hex, it was negative.
Yeah.
But then you looking and you listening to Richard Hart and you're like, well, they hating, but makes sense to me. And
so disciple, it's funny you say that, because so you were around too at that time.
Yep, right at the beginning too.
And when did you get in? When did you say, you know what, I'm gonna throw something in here?
I got in May of 2020. Like the beginning.
What was that? 6 months in? What was that?
About 6 months in.
Damn. So y'all got in at the same time.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Right around the Godwell time. And it just like what NrdGrl was saying, the same experience. It was just like you already had kind of maybe the 2017, 2018 experience.
Right.
You just kind of maybe holding ETH and BTC.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But Richard Hart is making hella sense.
Richard Hart's the factor of all this because he was streaming heavy at the time.
He was streaming, he had debates, so you're laughing, giggling like, oh, he got him. You know, and then you're learning about crypto, and then also too, let's be real, the HEX price was jumping off.
Yeah. It was. The HEX price was popping. It was like making everything else look like an absolute joke. It was.
100.
When NrdGrl, when I seen you in Miami, you said something to me, and I'm listening, and I'm like, what the hell is she talking about?
What did I say?
You said you see this video, and you show me this video, and you're like, that
Oh
video.
yeah, I posted it again.
Yeah, no, I seen it, but you said that video made me $1 million, and that's where my brain was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
How? Can you explain how?
Yeah, so someone in the HEX, like I had made this like funny Bitcoin video, I don't know, 6 months or so before, and it was pretty funny. It like, you know, like went mini viral, whatever. So someone who I was friends with, who lives in Australia and was into HEX,
male or female?
Male.
I told you we're not gonna do that on the stream. We're not gonna do that.
You're asking me to tell stories without the elements of the story.
Lie to me, female. All right, let's go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not a good liar.
You have to figure it out, but let's do it. All right, this person.
So this person was like, "I'll pay you, you know, X amount of HEX, and I'll send you 3 different bikinis that you can choose from if you just like make a video."
Is he still in the community?
I haven't seen him in a really long time, actually. I'm sure he's still around.
I'm gonna have a word with him, but let's go ahead.
But so then I was like really reluctant to do it, and I was thinking about it, and then like Richard posts a thing that's like, I'll pay certain amount of HEX to the top 10 videos that was like sexiest videos he did of girls and of guys.
Richard did a girls and a guys?
Yeah, because you know he didn't want to be called sexist.
Richard, I see you, dog. I see you, guy. Go ahead. How does story play out?
I don't remember this. What?
So you don't remember? Okay, I reposted it recently, but
I remember. I'll go
please
check
watch it on your own.
Okay. I will pull it up, but no, it's cool. All right. Okay.
Yeah, so then it was like, oh, that's kind of that's a lot of money to say no to between the two of them. So, and like HEX price, like this is pre-big payday still, right? So I make this video.
He was offering HEX.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
adult. Yeah, it was a number of HEX. It wasn't. He didn't do it relative to that. It was a number.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so. Yeah, so I made this video, and the video was like, you know, the asset appreciated immensely, and at the peak of the market, that meme was $1 million meme. Yeah.
So the amount you got paid for the award turned into $1 million.
Yes.
Jesus, NrdGrl, what the hell? Yo, good for you. Congratulations. You won. Let's go. And that don't even count towards what you've bought in. Like, that's just on the icing. Wow. That's awesome.
This is for me?
Yeah.
God damn it.
I wish I was around back then. That's so dope.
It was a wild time. It was a wild time.
Those are the good old days. I heard there was a guy named Ski Cat that was just throwing money. Like,
Ski Cat was around. I think the God Whale was sending people. No, influencers were not paid by an entity.
Right.
Some
Right.
people were like gifted money.
No,
No one was paid.
Let's
Like,
say that,
yeah, money was getting thrown around like crazy, right? But no one was paid, as far as I know.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's funny because these days we do giveaways. Sometimes we'll give away like 1 million Pulse or 1 million Pulsex, and it's like, it's cool and fun now, but you know, a couple years from now, you might might regret that. Like, I gave up 1 million. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is that just to remember that the people who were like throwing around, you know, millions of hex, they had hundreds of millions or billions of hex too. So like, just, you know, keep that in mind.
Right. It's so crazy to me now that you even say that. I just think it's funny. Like, a goal of mine is to get to like 1 billion of either Pulsechain or Pulsex, and then I hear that there's people dumping 100 billion. I just want 1 billion, and you dumped 100 billion.
Yeah. These are major whale games that we're playing.
But it's the same thing that's going to happen in the Pulsex ecosystem. Now we're looking at these numbers, and everything's 0.000 whatever. And then you'll look up in a bull cycle, and these hundreds of millions of coins are going to be significant, because that's the way hex was treated back in 2020, in the early 2020. You know, it's like, oh, you want some hex? Here you go.
Or like if you feel like expressed, like you were being cool, you know, like, oh yeah, here's some hex. Yeah.
There you go. You know, now, you know, 1 million hex is coveted to be like, oh yeah, you got 1 million hex. Look what that could be.
1 million hex.
Just you know that there's a potential for hex to go to $2-3. You know?
Do you do price predictions, Nerd Girl? Do you?
No, I will speculate based on social, like how people are behaving on socials, to determine whether I think that they're, you know, like where the market's going. But I don't do any kind of price predictions or technical analysis. It's all behavioral analysis.
Got you. I just want to take a quick break and say shout out to the people. I forgot to shout y'all out, man. I appreciate all you guys being here. I see Bally Brand, Crypto Compassion. I see Lisa Marie, of course, Alan Fizame. Shout out to all y'all. I see ATX popped up in here. How's everyone doing tonight, man? Good to see you, dog. And we'll see you tomorrow. We got Rags to Riches on tomorrow. But yeah, all right. So let's get back to the juice, okay? So talk to me about behind the scenes. There's a lot of nasty things going on behind the scenes with what they're doing with our ecosystem and Richard Hart. And I'm sure you know, like, was there any like moments that you were just like, wow, they really not trying to put people onto this? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, definitely. Like, that's what got my attention about it, was that it was getting so, like, I was working for a media outlet, and it was getting like, they were saying, write a paper about why Richard Hart is a scammer and hex is a scam. And I was like, but I'm not sure it is. Like, don't I need to know that it is first? But, you know, they don't care that you find out what it is. They tell you they want it written this way. And I'm like, but I'm not going to do that and put my name on it, you know?
Wow. So your boss would come to you and say, you need to write negative stuff about hex.
Yeah, but it wasn't just hex. It was like whatever they didn't like at that time.
Okay.
You know?
So we're not the only ones being get. There's other coins being, okay. Got you. So it ain't just us. All right. That's interesting. Do you know why they would like to come to you with that?
Why they would come? Well, so it's not like they specifically assign something to you. When you're like a tech journalist, you like work remotely. It doesn't matter where in the world you are. So you don't like have a personal relationship with your, you know, management or editors.
Right. Okay.
But they post ideas and to the board, and then you're also allowed to like pitch your own ideas.
Okay.
And so, but like they set up pre-pitches, and that's the fastest way to just like to make money, is just like grab a pitch, write the piece, you know.
Right.
But I was not uncomfortable doing that.
Okay. So do you think the people that were posting stuff to say like, oh, we want someone to write something bad about hex, do you think they were doing that genuinely or disingenuine? Like, was it like, they personally didn't like it, or was it they were trying to keep it from the masses type of thing?
So I told you this before the stream. I think that this was like the better, interpretation of what I told you was like, I've seen the incredible positive impact that having a whole bunch of organic media, creates with Hex and with Bitcoin,
Right.
and the only way to get that level of organic media, like, you're not paying for it, is to make it negative. So whether it was masterfully planned, or
I see where you're going with
or a happy accident, right? And I don't know which one it was. Just those are the possibilities.
Is this why we see Richard Hart hanging out with Eric Wall? Like, he kind of like wanted someone to like, because I heard stories that he like asked Eric Wall to FUD Hex.
I can't say anything about that.
Got you. It's interesting. It's risky. I mean, I wonder, what do you think, Disciple? You think Richard Hart set it up so that, like, let's make Hex sound like the biggest scam of all time, and in turn we'll be able to turn people into like cult-like followers? Like, do you think?
First of all, I want to say organic media. Can I get a definition of that? What is organic media? I don't want to assume that everybody
earned placements. So a lot of what we see, we don't know that it's like sponsored content because it's not directly sponsored, but by having a certain level of sponsorship in a magazine, if you want to get stories in that are like this way or that way, you can do it. Like, it's real easy for you. So even though we don't realize that almost all of the content that we consume is sponsored or not, it is.
Right.
Professionally cultivated content.
Okay. So that's not organic.
That's not organic. So organic would be like covering events that are, that are impactful, like really newsworthy things, like things that they're going to apply to everyone, that everyone is going to click on this article, everyone wants to read this. It's going to monetize the most attention, because how those sites really make their money is from ads.
So in the crypto space, what is something that you feel like, and I'm going to get to your question, Wes, but I really want to make sure that I understand this idea.
For sure. What
is organic media that you see in the crypto?
Okay. I can give you some examples of organic media. Like, okay, there's a hack. There's a hack on, I don't know, give me the name of a chain.
Algorand. I don't know.
Okay, there's a hack. There's a hack on Algorand. We can't do it with Polygon. I work for Polygon.
Gotcha.
That's sponsored.
All right. Algorand.
So there's a hack on Algorand, and there's a chance that people might have lost money, and like everyone's going to want to read this because they're scared about what their money, or they want to laugh at Algorand because they knew that they were so much better than it. That's organic media. Okay,
and that's Twitter posts, videos.
So that's like Twitter posts, videos, articles that are published in like Cointelegraph, CoinDesk, like all of the big top tier crypto media outlets. That's organic media.
Okay, so going all the way back to what Westcott said, what I think that Richard Hart noticed is it's so cool to be financially free, because you have the opportunity to really think. When you work, there's so much of your brain space that's consumed with things that you really don't care about. But when you're truly financially free, you have the opportunity to really, really think. And so I think that Richard was able to assess trends that were happening in crypto and how crypto was being marketed, and take the things that were getting people to come in, and he used those things to market Hex. Now, he used a lot of things that came from the lending platform, the ICO era, even how we have the grassroots YouTubers, I remember those same things happening with BitConnect and how it was going viral and how people were just streaming like crazy.
Did you take place in BitConnect, NerdGrl?
No.
Okay, all right. Go ahead, Disciple. I just wanted to know.
I remember the lending platforms and a lot of the things that they use with referral codes and things that Richard Hart kind of brought. And when leading up into 2019, that's what kept me away. Because I was scorned. I was like, oh no, that's probably one of those old things that I did. But it is attractive when you're looking for yield, when you're looking for a place to put some of your money for it to grow, when you understand network effect and the potential in crypto, you're seeing those things. And so it's like I saw Hex, I saw the things about it. You really needed to kind of understand it. Understanding the T-share was not easy. And so, but the marketing around it that Richard was doing was extremely intentional. Extremely intentional. Even though for a person that didn't understand, it was like, well, this is a scam, And so, yeah, I think that he was very intentional about the way he marketed it in the beginning, and used a lot of things that were seen as scams, even though he knew this is a product that is gonna shock all of you, and he was very confident about that.
Y'all are better than me, because if I would have found Hex when y'all found it, I wouldn't have staked. I would have held it liquid, and then I would have sold way before it did anything crazy. Like, but that's because I didn't really understand delaying gratification and holding crypto and all until I found Richard Hart and watched all his videos and streaming, and I'm just like, yo, this dude's right, bro. Like, it's market cycles. You got to hold through the bear and then like have an exit strategy and stuff. And I just didn't get that, Like when I first found crypto, I bought and I sold probably in like 2 weeks. Like 2 weeks went by and I was just like, what am I doing? I bought like Ethereum and Bitcoin off of Coinbase, and I just like a week goes by and I'm just like, I need this $1,500. What am I doing? You know what I mean?
You know what, Westcott? What was cool is when I finally, they was handing out the stimulus money.
Yeah.
And because I was listening to a lot of the content creators, they were talking about staking ladders and CDs, and that made sense to me. So as soon as I got my Hex, I immediately made a staking ladder. But because I was so skeptical, I did like these 2-week stakes for like 2 years.
2-week stakes.
And so it worked out because it was doubling and doubling. So I'm watching these stakes go from being like $50 stakes to $150. And it was $300. And then these stakes were like $1,500. I'm like, oh my God. Incredible. You know what I'm saying? And it was awesome. So being staked saved me. I couldn't touch it. And it just grew, and it was so dope. And so then you learn from that, like, okay, I'm gonna do that again. You know what I mean? Like, okay, we're going into the bear cycle. Let's run that back and let's do the stakes the right way this time.
Right.
So,
NerdGrl, you have ladders, or do you believe in like 5, 55 and all that? Like,
so yeah, I believe in being like in a position where you're able to take advantage of both sides of the smart contract simultaneously.
Okay.
So that means that I firmly believe in the importance of holding liquid.
Definitely.
For sure.
Yeah. So you don't just go all in on one side.
No, I mean, I do stake and I see the advantages, and like there are very deliberate, intentional stakes set out for, everywhere from a little over, maybe it's in a few months actually, to, years, and it might be further. I just can't remember. But in any case, I'm not selling anything now. So
right.
Mm-hmm.
And guys in the chat, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Was there a question you wanted to answer, NerdGrl? Or
yeah. Okay. So Reed asked
read?
If I blogged about Pulsechain for the next several years, would that be an example of organic media? Kind of. It depends. If your blog is really popular and, you know, a whole lot of people read it and click on it and you're like earning ad revenue from what you bring in, then yes. I mean, either way it is. But also, if you're holding the asset that you're writing about, you are biased. So just keep that in mind.
Nerd girl, I hate them cups. Coffee be scalding hot for 3 hours straight.
No, but you know what? I don't drink coffee out of this. I drink ice water and it stays cold for so long, and that's why I love this cup.
Got you. Gotta give me one of those.
What type of media is this that we're on right now? Like, have y'all already?
Okay, so this is YouTube, and yes, this is like, or this would be an example of organic media, but it's community run organic media, not like professionally cultivated media. So professionally cultivated media is like what you see on news sites, or, you know, what you see on like cable, or there are some very, very good professionally cultivated crypto media.
You're saying that I'm not professional right now, drinking this wine?
No, 100%. I prefer this. That's why I hang out with like the outcasts all the time. But like, is it professional? No, it's not. You know, like.
What do you mean this is not professional? What do you mean?
Like, look at your screen glitching out behind you. You know, like, yeah, no, that's not professional media.
Now, Wes keeps saying you need to get a green screen. I'm like, no, I'm not.
Bro, please get one of the little fold up ones.
I don't want nobody to take me that seriously. Yeah. All right. People take me too seriously already.
Oh my God. This guy, you got to see some of his work, Nerd Girl. He took out one of the founders in the community. Oh, it was so funny. I'm gonna send you the clip after this.
Okay.
Oh, so funny. But anyways, so now, what's it like to be a young, beautiful multimillionaire? What's that like? Do people throw themselves at you now, or like?
So I'm not as young as you think I am. I guarantee that from what you just said. And
you're like 20s, definitely your 20s.
No, I'm 39.
Shut the fuck up.
No way.
Okay.
You're 23.
Thank you. That's very nice of you.
All right.
I appreciate that.
She moisturizes.
Yo, no, that's amazing. That's dope. And my bag, because I don't even know why I said multi-million. I don't know if you're a multi-million. I shouldn't have said that. I'm tripping. I'm so used to saying that to people in the community that it just rolled off the tongue. But so like, is it like, can you get pretty much anything you want, or you're not there yet? You still gotta.
Well, I mean, like, I still rent a home. Mostly because like before I got into crypto, I was largely like not a part of the financial system. I kind of like operated underneath everything, you know?
Right.
So like getting built back to the point where I can like get a mortgage is like a thing, you know? Like, you know, like I have like $0 in debt, but like nothing in my whole credit history. So, you know, like there's that, you know. So
disciple, we trying to get there, right? That zero. You imagine
be there. They don't want me to be there.
You don't, bruh. Me with no debt? Oh my God. Nerd girl.
But so like, no, I can't have whatever I want. I mean, like the thing that I really want is to buy a house. And yeah. And just like I said, like I've been trying to work on somewhat getting myself into a position where I might be able to like participate in the normal financial system, but I really, really don't want to. So
why would you say that, but you really don't want to? Like, why even entertain?
Well, because mortgages are a complete and total scam. You know, like you pay, you know, all of the interest and none of the principal in the first few years. Like that's just a whole bunch of crap. And then you have to pay. You end up paying hundreds of thousands of dollars more than you thought you were, you know, than the house was worth because you had to borrow the money. That sucks. Like that is a shitty system, and I don't want that.
So what you're saying is you want to just be able to pay everything outright.
I want to, but I have been like doing some things that might allow me to do this in a way that is more like normal.
So I'll say this, like the people that I know that are in the legacy systems, like that are millionaires that I know,
Mm-hmm.
they live their life off interest. They
Mhm.
don't touch any of their bags.
Mm-hmm.
So their mindset is, look, I'm not paying for shit outright.
Mm-hmm.
I will let my interest pay for whatever, and I will just let everything be debt based. As long as my interest that I have will pay for it, cool.
Right, but you're always taking risks when that happens. Like, what if you were like, I should call my mom and have her join, and have her come and tell them that it's true. But thank you, that was nice. So yeah, so I don't know where I was. I lost my train of thought. Sorry, guys.
Talking about interest paying.
Yeah, but there's always like risk. Like, what if you had been like, oh, I've got so much coming in from my HEX stakes, every month that I'm gonna quit my job and like fuck around, whatever. Like, and then what happened, and then you could not only no longer afford to do whatever fucking around, you might also not be able to afford like your house and like that's not a situation that I really want to find myself.
Right. And this person that I'm talking about, he's got like literally like 17, 18 streams of interest from from owning bars, owning real estate, bonds, he's got restaurants. So his mindset is just like, cause he's an uber millionaire. And so when I think about, okay, let's say you have your whole Pulse, HEX, Pulsex, and this next bear cycle, be a bull cycle, and you end up doing, let's say HEX does 100x. I know some people get butthurt when we say such big numbers. Oh, that never happened in crypto ever. Yes, it has.
Right.
100x is not that surprising. All right. And so let's say, a layer 1 does a 500x. Okay. And let's say the DEX does a nice 30x. Right? And so your bags have increased, and you've taken maybe, what type of round number we want to use? We want to use $10,000?
That's cool.
Is that okay? So let's say you have $10,000, right? And your $10,000 across these 3 assets is now, let's do a round number of $3.4 million. You have sitting, right? So now this is my mindset. My mindset is, what type of yield am I getting on that $3.4 million? Okay. And this is also my mindset is, how can I take a portion of this and then put it into a place where even when the market drops down, even though we know the market is typically going to drop down, I can still get yield on this amount of money consistently in it, right? Just stay within those parameters, to stay within a place to where, okay, let's say we have an asset, these assets, it goes up to 3.4 million. We move 1.2 million of it into stables or this or that, or you're able to put it into some type of what we consider legacy. And now you're pulling in $200,000 off of it a year. Right?
Right.
And now you can start to use that $200,000 or whatever that is per month to destroy your debt in your life and to make consistent moves.
Yeah, that's true.
Next bear cycle comes in, you're locked in, you're good, and you're still holding this bag. That bag probably will drop, but you already have extracted what you want to extract. And so that's my mindset. Is like, okay,
earning yield.
How it's all about yield, and then you have people that say it's not about yield. Do you think it's about yield, nerd girl, about what you get, or is it just about the bag? Like,
yeah, It's just about the bag.
Mm, mm.
The only number that matters is the US dollar value or the value of whatever it is that you're trying to accumulate. So if you're trying to accumulate Bitcoin, the only thing that matters is the value to sats.
So what
Nice.
do you do with that bag?
What?
Yeah, like what do you do with that bag?
Well, it depends on what you're trying to accumulate.
Buy real estate and stuff like that, and like
Yeah, if you're trying to accumulate another asset, you're trying to accumulate dollars, then you know, you're trying to accumulate Bitcoin,
right.
trying to accumulate, yeah, that's all.
Let me ask.
So if you're trying to accumulate real estate,
Mm-hmm.
you're getting something from that real estate.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting yield off of that.
What?
Right.
Why?
So if you buy real estate, right? You're just buying it and holding it. You're not getting any. You're not.
No, I want to buy a house to live in, man.
Okay.
Oh, I'm kind of with you because I don't want to deal with tenants. I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't like tenants.
I'm just trying to understand.
No, I'm not trying to manage people. No.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay, so you just want a bag that you can just live off of.
Yeah.
And that's
Right.
it.
Mm-hmm.
And then reinvest on the next low, you know,
Yeah.
probably, you know, and get other
And
assets.
I do have stakes.
Right.
Obviously, like I see the advantages in being able to accumulate passively with money that I didn't intend to use for long periods of time.
Right.
You know?
I want to ask, are you the type of person that you just want to work forever, even if you like, is there a number that you could hit and you say, you know what, screw the blogs and the editing, I'm not doing it, I'm good, I'm just going to live my life? Is there a number, or are you just, you want to work forever type of person? Like you need
Sorry,
purpose.
I'm reading some of the comments and I don't
Oh,
understand
okay.
what they're asking. But sorry, I'm gonna stop reading them. So no, I don't. I mean, like, I don't know. I definitely don't work as much as I used to.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Right.
like I used to work. I don't know, 60 hours a week, 70 hours a week, and I definitely don't do anything even close like that anymore.
Right.
It was killing me, and you know, and it was horrible. Yeah,
Right,
it was,
right.
didn't like
So,
it, right?
so
But like,
you
so
sound
like, am
like
I always gonna find a way to contribute, like, or participate? Like, if I'm, as long as I'm interested in it, at some point I may be like, hey, I don't like crypto anymore. I'm gonna be interested in this, you know,
nice.
like, you know,
That's
and
me. That's me. Yeah.
and like, I know people will say that you should like use a different account or whatever, but like, I'm not going to do that because my account is like, my brand is like me. So, you know, like, it's not like, because that's why I don't have any like cash tags or hashtags or anything in my, you know, in my bios, because I'm not a representative of something else.
Got you. So is there a number, like what is it, like if you saw 10 million, if you saw 20 million, what's the number for you to say, yeah, I'm done, I'm gonna go enjoy my life? I ain't really.
No, I will. Oh, I'm telling you, like, I enjoy I enjoy my life right now. Like, I enjoy my life. I do what I want to do. Sometimes I do things that I don't want to do, but pretty rarely.
So you already worth about 10 million is what you're telling me. That's what you
No,
got, right?
I'm not telling you that. I'm not telling you that I'm worth
Okay.
10 million. I'm telling you that like that I already do, like, I love what I do. I don't like, I don't write articles
doesn't feel like
because
work.
it pays a lot, you know, like I do it because like I wanted to write this story, you know, or like
so what you do pays a lot.
well, it depends on like, it depends, right? So there's a lot of what I do that I do for free because I just like it.
Right.
And then there's some things that I do that I get paid to do. You know?
Right. Definitely.
And I don't really take jobs that I like really hate. Like
Gotcha.
I don't do that.
Okay.
But I do take jobs.
Are you actively dollar cost averaging in during these lows right now, or your bags are kind of packed?
My bags are packed.
Damn, girl, let me take you. Where are you taking me? Oh, okay. All right. We're not gonna go there.
It's just because like there's so much of just what I had in the market, like that it like is better to also, you know,
So you just need the market to do what it's going to do.
yeah.
Bag is packed. That's
Mhm.
dope. I love
Mhm.
that.
And that's
Now,
a great
yeah.
feeling, man.
Yeah, it's a great. It must be. I'm still trying to pack my bag. I got, like I said, I got $2,000.
What we keep trying to tell people to say is like, don't get distracted. Get your position before
Mhm.
the market does what it's going to do.
Right. Absolutely.
Right? Don't, because there's going to be so many things that come our way. And if you've been here for a while, it's so easy to get distracted on this project and that and this and that and that and this. And you didn't really load up on things that you believed in the way you should have. To where when the market does what it's going to do, you're good. You know, if I feel like writing an article, I write an article. I don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Real quick, let me ask you. So, what is your strategy as far as profit taking? Are you the type of person to take profits on the way up, or do you wait for a certain number and dump on everybody's head? Like,
I'm about to blow your mind.
all right,
Okay.
let's do it.
My strategy for profit checking is I don't check my portfolio balance every day. I check it when I'm like, when it crosses my mind, which is like in a bear market, not very often. You know, like not often at all. But when I open up my portfolio, and I say, holy shit, that's a lot of money, then I take profits.
Right. Now, are you the type to dump all the coins, or are you leaving the moon bag, or you take half?
I'll never. I mean, like, okay, so my belief is that when you buy a token or a coin, you should always buy double what you think you want of it, because then when you go to sell, you can sell half your bag and you still have the amount that you thought that you wanted.
Very nice.
That's a
beautiful strategy. I need y'all to clip that, pay attention. I'm gonna tell you right now, Nerd Girl, if I open up that MetaMask and see 10 million, I'm dumping on everybody. Say I will not hold a single RH ticker until another 6 years. I'm dumping 10
Fair
million
enough.
cash on the community's head. I'm gonna tell you right now. If I see that. But we'll see.
You know what's cool is that by the time, you know, people sleep, they look at the current market, the market cap, right? We have like what, $1 trillion in crypto right now?
I don't even know.
Maybe. And when we get to 8, 9, 10 trillion dollars in this ecosystem, you know, the valuations that we see right now, it's not going to mean anything. It's not going to mean anything. It's not going to move the market when you move around, you know, $10 million. It's not going to move the market because we're dealing with trillions of dollars, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, we got big money getting ready to come up in this thing. And it's not going to all just be from institutions either. Like I was talking to West Guy, I would like to get your perspective on this, Nerd Girl.
Sure.
I told him this. I said, I think, this is my personal opinion, and somebody can do the math. I think it's easier to get 5,000 people with $10,000 than it is to get 50 people with $1 million to come into the community. And I think that we'll see that trend over the next 5 to 6 years as we see resistance to the world that we see, as we see people lose faith in the traditional market. I think you'll see more thousandaires come into crypto than millionaires and billionaires, because the system, the legacy system, is rigged for them. Why leave?
Yeah.
So I think that you'll see thousands and thousands of people come over with $10,000 and $20,000, more than trying to chase down a couple of the, you know, the millionaires.
Right.
Really don't even want in this community anyway, because they're bringing bad legacy energy anyway. You know,
definitely.
you know. So what is your thoughts on that?
So sooner or later, you want the legacy money. and they like to get in sooner than the majority. So I would say that involvement of legacy money, like I don't love it, right? Because like I'm not even a part of the legacy system, or I'm barely part of the legacy system.
Right.
But like but it is where we're going. It is what is going to happen.
Yeah.
Right. And we're going to see that, right? We see what's happening with CBDCs and everything like that. But as far as DeFi, as far as this decentralized world, which is built on rebellion from right? Are we disagreeing on this?
No.
Is DeFi like the antithesis to the legacy market? Do we agree on that? Or
it might be.
Right?
Yeah.
It might be.
So there's this idea about decentralized finance where the little guy has the opportunity to operate in the same manner as a venture capitalist, as far as his ability to put his money in on the ground floor. Because let's be honest, in venture capitalism, you can't even get on the phone unless, because I've snuck into some of these calls. You have to have the code. You have to have so much invested. Boom, 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 boom. Right. And they're talking about Hello Fresh. I was on one of those calls before, right? And so it was Hello Fresh, and they was getting ready to sell Hello Fresh. This is years ago, and they were about to sell Hello Fresh to a bigger group, and they were like, it was at a $50 million valuation, and now we're at 500 million, and then what we look to in the next 3 years. And they were just talking about $500 million like it was literally like it was just a piece of candy. Like, this is just a stopping point of where we're going to take HelloFresh. And they were giving the people an opportunity to come into, I think maybe it was like level C or whatever on this. And if you didn't have millions and millions and millions of dollars, you couldn't even get on that phone call, right? But if you're in the DeFi space, you can have $500 and be in on the call. So
ain't that some crazy shit?
Right. And so now we see this place where the underbelly of society, which really is the actual functioning aspect of society, is able to take their extra cash and able to get in on something. And what I perceive is that the little guys are going to come because they're getting chopped up out here. Everybody's getting chopped the hell up.
Right.
How long are you going to day trade and try to do BS and try to flip houses before you just come to DeFi?
Right. It's coming. I mean, it's coming. We're going to see a shift. Shout out to the chat. Man, I see Davis gave us a $10 super chat. He got the popcorn and the drink going. Shout out to you, Davis. And Nerd Girl, I got 2 questions left for you. All right. First question. Where is your dream destination when you hit that number that you like? Like, where do you want to get this house that you're speaking about? Like, what's your dream situation?
So I am a mom, and I have a young child who's in school, and she has a dad who lives near us. And everyone has jobs. So I'm not like up and moving anywhere,
but you're gonna get a nice place where you at.
Yeah, and I do like where I'm at. So
you like where you at? Lovely.
I like where I'm at.
Yeah, I don't like where I'm at. I'm sick of this. I'm in Jersey. I'm sick of it. I'm trying to go to Florida or Texas or something. But anyways, my next and my final question to you is: if crypto never existed, what would you be doing right now?
My God, I have no idea. So I told you I ended up like finding a way to weave religion into cryptocurrency, and that's how I got, so interested in everything. So I imagine that it would have been something else that I found. At least I hope that's what it would have happened, and I wouldn't have just gotten a normal boring person job and completely plugged in. But I don't know. I'll never know.
Got you. Hey man, that's a good answer too. Sometimes we don't know. Where would you be disciple if there was no crypto? What would you? Well, you'd be a dentist.
No, fuck that.
You wouldn't do that again?
No, absolutely not.
Oh man, yeah, he's a whole dentist now. Yeah.
I love my patients and I love helping people and making, but I quickly realized that I didn't want to just be at work, So I would figure it out, like whatever it was. If it wasn't going to be crypto, I would find whatever it's going to produce for me money without me having to be there.
Right. Absolutely.
What about you?
Where would it be without crypto? Damn, I don't. I always wanted to be a rapper, right? And then I got too old, so it was like, you know what? That's not going to work.
Are you and Freddie ever going to do a collab?
We did.
Okay, sorry, I missed it.
NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and all that.
Oh, I heard you talk about this, but I haven't actually seen it. Will you send it to me?
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, after this. Yeah, me and Freddie did one, and I got another one coming out, and I might mention someone in it. Someone on this stream. Yeah, so yeah, be on the lookout for that. It's actually pretty fire too. But
cool.
Freddie
was supposed to write. We were supposed to do a thing, and Freddie was supposed to write it, and it's been like a year and a half, and I've seen nothing. Only thing he did was he bought the beat.
You sing or rap? What do you do?
No, I don't do anything. Yeah, no. One time I sent Freddie a video of me rapping. And he thought it was pretty good.
Well, hey, we can set that up. I'm gonna check your skills when we get out of here. Yeah, we're gonna talk on Twitter. But yeah, so I was gonna be a rapper. I got too old, and then I said, you know what? One day when I get my bag right, when I get rid of this debt, I'm gonna sign me a little artist and be like a P. Diddy to them, like start a label or something like that. So that would be what I'd be aiming for at this stage of my life. But yeah, but crypto could help me get there. I'm gonna still do that if the bags go up. So, but I don't want to keep you too long. It's getting late. You look great.
Thank you.
What are you talking about, bro? Huh? What are you talking about? It's getting late.
Well, me and you could go all night. We could do this thing all night, but I don't want to keep her with us, man. We get a little crazy. We get drunk as hell after a certain hour. So you don't want to be
okay.
But hey, we
still filled.
Huh?
My solo cup is still filled.
Well, we might jump back on, me and you. We might jump back on and talk.
Well, I can just go. You guys can stay on.
Nah, we gonna wrap it up. But, appreciate you being here. Is there anything you want to show? Any websites, any links, any Twitters or social medias you want to tell the people to find you at?
Yeah. Okay. So if you are not going to get mad at me for talking about things that have nothing to do with Hex and Richard Hart, then you can follow me on Twitter at NrdGrl007 with no vowels. What?
I'm triggered. Too late.
Triggered? Yeah. No, a lot of triggers. I always like to warn people, if you're gonna get pissed, don't follow me. But
yeah, we'll never be mad at you. But go ahead.
Thank you. But so on Twitter, I write for a few different media outlets. I write for an outlet called Gnosis News, one called Crypto Weekly, and then Crypto Magazine. And then I contribute sometimes like irregularly in other places as well. Crypto Magazine is a physical magazine. It's sold at like Barnes & Noble and Walmart and 7-Eleven and in overseas in different places. And it is distributed to everyone who spends over $5,000 a night on a hotel room for free.
Wow.
So if that's something that you're interested in, I have ad space available. Let me know. Yeah, that's it. Like,
nice. Hey, yeah, we're gonna get a Hex article in one of them joints you write for.
I actually consistently write about the Hex ecosystem, so it's there all the time.
Well, we appreciate that. Hey, everybody, make sure y'all go find Nerd Girl, social media, follow her, give her a like, send her a pretzel, tell her Westcott sent you. But It's been lovely talking to you. You've been an amazing guest, and we'll do this again soon.
Thank you very much for having me on. It was really fun. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, man.
Absolutely. And you guys, all y'all have a good night. We're going to catch you soon.
Y'all ain't going to sleep, man.
Yeah, I'm ballin' in this bitch. Yeah. Money stay callin' in this bitch. We ain't